she said to me, well, how many votes did I get from Chesapeake last election? 0. But our problems are regional, whether we're talking about transportation or sanitation or, and we have to think regionally in that regard. So if we're going to do the tide, let's do the tide regionally. This little sort of extension we're talking about now doesn't compute very well.
Think about the bridge title and think about tolls. You know, for a long time, the Virginia Beach Expressway was a bond issue, I think, we paid tolls, and the tolls went down, and then these guys on the radio talked them into taking it off. But all the expansion that were done when they had tolls were paid for out of the tolls. I think it was stupid we took them off. Now, the other thing is, they've talked, I've read articles, you see, if we were to build a third tunnel, make that one toll, and variable toll, and depending on what's going on, and if people wanted to avoid the congestion, they could pay a toll to get, as would be, as an alternative way to get, raise the money is what I'm thinking about in terms of tolls and paying off bond issues and all that sort of thing.
We have to do a better job of negotiating than we did with going across.
Oh, they destroyed
That's one of the
Portsmouth.
worst deals of all time, folks.
Oh my goodness, it's ridiculous.
And it's killing down Portsmouth.
Yeah, you keep talking about the Panama Canal. I thought this new Panama Canal, where I believe a ship just came in from there, was taking these larger ships.
Well, they can go up to like 10,000, 10,500 TEUs, but that's small potatoes right now. The new ships are twice that size. So, and there are a whole bunch of ships out there, 14, 15, 16,000, but they can't go through the Panama Canal now, even when it's been redone. So that's more noise than reality in terms of its effect.
So the big ships to get here from Asia are going to have to go around South America, is what you're saying?
Yeah, around
And that's
South
so
America or
horrible,
through
right?
the Suez Canal.
Or the Suez. Okay.
Yeah.
There's another thing I wanted to ask about. Whenever I always take that 164 going towards Richmond and all of that, particularly in the afternoon because you spend a long time going through the tunnel. There are two places over there that unload ships, all these container ships. But why is that one place hardly ever used? As soon as you come out of the tunnel.
That's the Portsmouth Marine Terminal.
Yep.
And it's kind of a long story, but they understand this and they're trying to make something more of that. But it would take some money and time to do that. And right now they think their money is better invested by investing in that thing a little bit farther to the west, or to the Norfolk International Terminal and so forth. But yes, that's part of their solution to their capacity constraint, is to revitalize the Portsmouth Marine Terminal and or, for example, to use it for bulk cargoes, maybe roll-on, roll-off cargoes like automobiles, and maybe differentiate it. Baltimore, for example, does a lot of roll-on, roll-off stuff. Any ship bringing the cars in has to pass us and steam a half a day up to Baltimore. It's more expensive to go there than it would be here if we could handle those. But right now, we don't really have the ability to handle that kind of cargo.
Do they still use the Newport News facilities?
Yes, yeah, but not heavily. One final thing I mentioned about the port, we're the biggest coal port on the East Coast and either first or second in the United States. The coal traffic's going down dramatically, and that's not going to come back. I mean, the kinds of coal we're producing in Western Virginia and West Virginia and so forth, it's been coming through our port, and Norfolk Southern, for example, has been handling. That market is never going to recover because of environmental changes and so forth.
Well, I've got another question. What about this Dominion that wants to build the pipeline that a spur is going to come to here, but that is going, mainly headed down south. There seem to be a lot of people against building that pipeline, which I personally think would be a great idea myself.
Well, if you ignore its impact on what people are looking at and essentially say, I'm not worried about that. The strict economics of that is the pipeline would be a good thing for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those are complicated things. I mean, you want to build something in my front yard, I like it. I mean, that's understandable. I mean, suppose they wanted to build a pipeline through your front yard, what would you say?
Hey, it's not in your front yard, it's gonna be buried.
Well, yes, but
It's a lot safer
but
than.
they've got to have right of way. I mean, they have to clear a path, and then they have to service it. I mean, I spent half of my life in Montana, and there are all kinds of pipelines there, and there's the pipeline that apparently isn't going to happen. Going out of Montana to southern Illinois, stuff's always happening, and they are not costless kinds of operations in terms of their impact on the environment and the like. But, I mean, the numbers I've seen suggest, economically speaking, that would be a good thing for Virginia and so forth. But again, it's like the tide. The costs and benefits don't go to the same people. They're unequally distributed, and that's the problem or the challenge in all these things. It's past 11, folks. It's time to go home.
I'd like
Thank you
to,
very much.
I'd like to thank Dr. Koch once again for an enlightening educational presentation, and we had actually city council personnel that were